Better in the middle.
Okay. Did you know that the time that children 8 years and younger spend on mobile devices has tripled in the last 4 years? My purpose today is to persuade you to agree that children should not own smartphones. Because I'm very interested on this topic and I've seen its substantial growth in the past few years. I've conducted research on why screen time has a very harmful effect on children. Some of you before today did not know the damage that using a smartphone or obtaining a mobile device could have on such young children. But after, you will be educated enough to know how to limit smartphone uses of children all around you in a healthy way. I'll begin by discussing the problems that occur due to children using smartphones, the reasons why, the practical reasons why children obtain them today, and conclude with some solutions to the problem itself. With our roadmap in place, let's begin by discussing the problem. The problem is children are obtaining and owning smartphones at such a young and vulnerable age. For example, in the last 10 years alone, it is estimated that in the U.S., 69% of families with young children under 8 years old have a smartphone. Also, children are getting cell phones by need of popularity and peer pressure. Children feel the need to have them because they feel uncool without them. So, there's a story of a 4th grade girl on her first day of school. Her name is Sophia. Sophia entered 4th grade and became the only student in her class without a smartphone. And her mother tells the story this way. So she tells me, "I think I might need a phone, Mom." And I say, "What for? You didn't need one before. Why do you need it now?" Almost every student in this girl's class at school owned a smartphone, not just a cell phone. They owned a smartphone in 4th grade, and this alone made her feel like she needed one, made her feel like it was something that she had to make her confident. And of course, as a mom, you don't want to make your daughter feel that way, so she felt compelled. This story shows that there is a problem. It is evident. It is in our schools, our elementary schools, our preschools, our everyday lives. And it's becoming normal and popular, and children are feeling like they need it. There are at least 2 reasons why children are allowed smartphones practically in today's world. The first one is the obvious one. Some parents believe that giving their children a smartphone is like giving them a babysitter without the cost, right? They believe like it makes life better for them. For example, CNN says almost half of the top 100 selling iPhone apps are for preschool and elementary age children. This is because parents are replacing the use of toys and books and games and board games with their own electronic devices so that their kids will be quiet. This is a story of a mom whose values changed with this problem. When Judy Snyder's daughters were younger, her diaper bag was filled with coloring books, crayons, storybooks, and little games in case one of them became restless. Now the Snyder's kids are 4 and 7, the diaper bag is gone, but the need for entertainment, especially in restaurants, is definitely not. Which is why 2/3 of the apps on Snyder's phone are for her children. People have always brought toys or something to entertain their child. In restaurants and stores, says the mom, who lives in Westfield, Bloomfield, Michigan. Now we just have better technology. And that's her excuse. So because smartphones are readily entertaining children, parents are taking the easy way out. They're just giving up. They're just like, this is easy, this is in front of me, I'm going to use it. However, parents may think they're doing good for themselves and their children, but they're actually doing harm to themselves and their children. Instead of making their lives easier, they're making it more of a nightmare because their children will be rude, they'll be unresponsive, they won't be able to make their own friends, make their own jokes, and live a life that they well please. Secondly, children are using smartphones because they are convinced they need it to feel cool. For example, this mom explains it this way. Xanth Taylor says, "I got this text recently from my daughter. Mommy, guess what? Carly got an iPhone. I'm the only person in 5th grade with no iPhone. Can I have an iPhone?" She goes on to explain how hard that can be to hear. It was devastating to her. She feels like she's not a good enough mom. However, studies have shown children who do not grow up owning a smartphone are much more confident, have more self-esteem, and feel like they can be independent human beings. The solution is to take away the access of smartphones or limit the access of smartphones to young children today. The first benefit, it offers two benefits. The first one is children will learn life skills that are very important at a young age. For example, they will learn social skills, which entail reading, speaking, listening, learning more attentively, having a longer attention span. They'll be able to participate in school activities without being distracted in 5 seconds. Joanna Walters, a New York writer, says it this way: the researchers warned that using a tablet or smartphone to divert a child's attention could be detrimental to their social emotional development. It can also impede their ability to learn self-regulation, says researchers at Boston University School of Medicine. Because they have this effect on children, taking them away or at least limiting the time that they have them will help them with their social and emotional skills. The second benefit is children will know how to not be dependent on a device that could easily let them down. Children are growing up in a day that virtual reality has seeped into every aspect of their life. They don't know how to live without them. They don't see anybody without them. So they feel like they need them. Rachel Pell says it this way: I always say to people, when you're giving your child a tablet or a phone at a young age, you're really giving them a bottle of wine or a gram of Coke. She says this because the second that a child touches a cell phone and realizes what they can do on a device that's small, they become addicted, and the addiction doesn't start and end there. It actually expands into their later life, and then they have an addiction and they don't know what to do with it, and then it's easier for them to get addicted to other things. So taking this away from them can actually help them learn their own independence, not be dependent on something else. In conclusion, children who use smartphones are open to many disadvantages and life-altering effects. Most people aren't even aware of this. Let's review what we've learned so far. First, we learned the problem is children are allowed smartphones, and it's very evident, right? Numerous children are obtaining smartphones in middle school and below because they feel like it's the norm. Secondly, we learned children obtain smartphones because it's easier for parents, and it's because of peer pressure. Lastly, we learned the solution is to take away access or limit access. This offers two benefits. They obtain social skills, and they learn more efficiently, and they know how to be independent human beings, effective human beings in our society. It is important to know the disadvantages of letting a child own or use a smartphone because the downfalls can be detrimental to their health and brain development as a human being. Please take into consideration the damage that is being done to children all around the world and all around you today by letting children use smartphones way too early in their life. Parents and friends should all come together to decide to limit the use of smartphones for children at a young age. Because remember, the time children 8 and younger spend on mobile devices has tripled in 4 years. This problem is only growing, and that's why the problem needs to be stopped today. I want to show you this visual representation. The percentage of children 4 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 who use smartphones more than 2 hours a day. So this issue is very relevant, and it is consuming our society today, and that is exactly why the issue needs to be stopped. Thank you.